Vor allem das Gute ist, jetzt muss ich erstmal wieder nicht mehr vorlesen.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, if you can figure out who done it, then only then I'll punish everyone besides. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure that one of those three is the killer, but she must have some reason for believing that. Okay. Ich würde echt gerne auf schwer umschalten, dass ich nicht immer nur eine Truth Bullet habe. Sakura had written notes to Toko, Byakuya, and Yasuhiro, asking them to meet her in the rec room by noon. She had slid these notes underneath each person's room door. Oh. It was one of
you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Ach so, ja. Ja, das ist ja viel zu einfach.
It was one of you. One of you killed.
And what reason did?
Because you hated her.
Is that it?
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
No, that's wrong.
Mann, da habe ich vergessen, wie einfach der erste Teil ist.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I cannot disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Pocket Trash. Oh, jetzt geht's bestimmt
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all
Richtung
three of them,
Yasuhiro.
there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw.
Stimmt nicht.
No, that's wrong.
In einer Tasche war das Bonbonpapier, was man im Redbook gesehen hat.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's...
No.
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy.
Genau, sie hat ja gesagt, dass sie die alle nur für sich genommen hat.
So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean... Yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was... when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
Geht nicht. But what Hiro said cannot be right, because Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is... ja, wann Sakura hat es ja von Hina bekommen, nach dem Vorfall.
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
Echt?
But we just talked, that's all! I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Huh? Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do you?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime.
Huh. Genau, woher weiß er das?
So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh? Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was, on the magazine shelf?
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense!
That is absolutely not true at all, at any point in time. There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. Oh.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message!
Was ist denn da jetzt, was genau steht da jetzt? On the magazine shelf, one magazine had been put back upside down. Inside the magazine, his name had been written in blood. It's assumed that whoever wrote it used the fingerprints.
When Ogre's body was discovered!
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense!
He said he saw the dying message when he first found the body, but at that time, where was the magazine? Oh.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's
body was discovered.
Oh, huh?
Shoot!
Oops. Was war jetzt so hier?
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when it was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Moment, was wollen Sie jetzt von mir? Said he saw the dying message when he first found the body. Ja, aber das... Der war doch... Hm?
I can tell you exactly when I found when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found it was only after the
Ich hab grad noch gesagt, wie
investigation
leicht
had
das gerade
begun. I
ist.
found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Ogre's
body was discovered.
Okay.
No, that's wrong. When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the
Und da
investigation.
wurde er ja nicht hingelassen.
And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Wow, es regnet gerade wie Sau hier bei euch auch. Hat heute auch tagsüber schon wieder geregnet, wie bekloppt. Was mich gerade voll aufregt, jeden Sonntag versuche ich mit aRdW rauszugehen. Und die letzten Sonntage ist es immer genau dann am Regnen. Voll Kacke.
Hold on! You're focusing on the wrong part! Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is!
What?
Toko!
Vienna sausage.
I don't even know where to begin with that one. He's just trying to confuse us.
actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%! Without a doubt, she wrote it! And this is me talking, so you know it's true!
This is you talking, so we know it's probably bullshit. Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Monokuma-File? Steht da drin, dass sie sofort tot war? Oh, jetzt kommt das.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right.
Ah.
The occult is
Ach, ich muss
bullcrap.
nachladen. Mach ich das denn nochmal?
The end is nigh.
Also, was für ein
Show
Negatimer
me the
gemacht.
proof. I'm at
Moment. Muss mal eben gucken, wie die Steuerung hier nochmal ging. Reload. Ah, okay, Tab. Fever Timer. Okay, ich habe Fever Timer gemacht. Ich dachte, die ladet halt mit leer nach.
Can't hear you, can't hear you. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest.
Ah,
I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
okay, ja, nix.
The end is nigh. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. The end is nigh. Can't hear you, can't hear you.
Oh, oh. Nochmal. Das habe ich jetzt voll verkackt.
I refuse to give
Hab
up
ich noch nie
yet.
Probleme mit gehabt. So, jetzt nochmal die Steuerung richtig hinkriegen.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest.
Jetzt ist wieder.
I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
Aha.
Show me the proof.
This should prove it.
Das war einfach auch ganz schief vergessen, wie man spielt.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you
Ja,
look
ich würde
at
nie
it,
wieder sagen, der erste
the
Teil ist so
message was
einfach.
almost certainly written using a finger. But
Och, ja, stimmt. Ich habe jetzt gar nicht mehr daran gedacht. Ich habe mich gerade sogar gewundert, warum jetzt ausgerechnet Kyokos Bericht als Final Strike kommt. Aber klar, Kyoko hat ja gesagt, Sakura hatte kein Blut an ihren Fingern. Ich habe mich noch gewundert, warum Kyoko das überhaupt erwähnt. Natürlich.
both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Hallo Simon.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
He admits it.
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there,
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Sure, thanks.
and that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
Stimmt, Byakuya hat das ja auch schon gemacht. Aber bei Byakuya war ihre Reaktion ein bisschen anders. So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? What he would have had to do after writing the message? It doesn't make sense. Was?
I got it.
Stimmt.
That's true.
Warum war das Magazin
Everything you
weggepackt?
just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message? Then stick it somewhere we might not find it.
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
You?
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Someone who wouldn't like what had been written, there's only one choice.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
True.
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room? Why would I have... Wait! But more important, that doesn't even matter! We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it!
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious! That's just... I don't believe it!
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Kämm dir die Haare.
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer, and I have to prove that. Oh, jetzt gibt's mehrere. Kyogo's examination summary, status of Sakura's body, yellow powder.
I didn't want to, but I did.
Mal gucken wir die mal alle an. Status of Sakura's body. Sakura was found dead, seated in a chair, slumping forward. Vielleicht ist es das sogar schon, weil er meinte, dass sie... Oder? There's a blood in front of her mouth, we vomited blood.
I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby.
Mit bei Kyokos Dings noch. Suffered 2 blows to the head. Das ist wahrscheinlich.
And I hit Ogre from behind, before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
Das war. Scheiße, habe ich gerade gesagt, das war
Sakura
einfach.
died from
Jetzt wird's
Hiro's
bestimmt wieder
single
so schwer.
blow. That doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Sakura, blood doesn't explain why she had 2 heads.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on! How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf.
Ja, und wenn die Schachfiguren haben, dann fehlt noch Pferd und Dame.
And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Correlation between the Monokuma bottles. I feel like it's starting to become clear. That connection must be... It's the object that the Monokuma figure inside each bottle is holding. Dafür müssen wir jetzt Hangman's Gambit machen. Das ist doch nur wirklich... Chess Piece wahrscheinlich, ja. Oh, ich krieg schon wieder Buchstaben dazu. Chess... Entschuldigung. Oh, das war so schwer.
Now I understand.
Dass ich das gerade noch geschafft habe.
That's it. The chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
no, that's
Oh,
not
wait,
what I
no.
mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, then the bottle that was missing... It was excited. It was broken.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just 1 broken bottle at the
Ja, weil die
scene.
Scherben schwerer waren.
And what is this evidence?
It wasn't just a single broken bottle. The evidence that proves that is... Ja.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is... there was actually more than 1 bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of 1 of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
Ich meine, wenn man jetzt so einen Scherbenhaufen von 2 kaputten Flaschen vor sich hat, ist es wahrscheinlich nicht ganz so leicht, genau die richtige Menge davon wegzufegen, damit noch genau die richtige Menge für eine übrig bleibt.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by Sakura's second attacker.
The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Du hast sogar noch gesagt, dass du es war.
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room, and I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. Oh god, schon wieder, a new element has been added. So far you've probably been pressing the left mouse button during your final strike without a second thought. But from now on, you're gonna have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Now you'll have to choose the proper truth bullet, oh god, to use during your coup de grace. You'll select it the same way as during the non-stop debate. Simply press the Q key or use the mouse wheel. Also, like the debate, if your logic difficulty set to kind, you'll have fewer bullets to choose from. But for educational purposes, we're going to print your set to mean regardless. Just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Okay. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh nein, nicht noch so eins.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie!
Oh.
That's enough! It's a lie!
Okay.
That's enough!
Moment. Da. Los. Schieß doch.
This should prove it. Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura! No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again?
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early. So I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go. But I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes. And I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Her? You mean...
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories, so I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem!
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on! That's... you know... But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre! So that's good!
So that's good. Keep talking like that and Hina's gonna...
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling!
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is...
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
Moment. Fuck, daneben. Weil die war ja auf der...
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, I remember waking up.
You were taken by so you smashed her.
You got it!
And where did the attack?
Right where I woke up, I killed her there in front of the shelf!
Okay.
No, that's wrong. We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
Just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. The evidence that proved there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf was a huge blood stain in front of the magazine shelf.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
And she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Außerdem hat sie ja gerade gesagt, sie hat nicht dieselben Erinnerungen wie ihre andere Persönlichkeit. Also könnte sie ja gar nicht gesehen haben, wie Sakura vorher in der Couch saß, als Hiro schon mal ihr auf den Kopf geschlagen hat.
Then what's the deal?
Würde ich jetzt mal sagen.
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But... Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
Haben wir ja auch erst gedacht, dass da jemand drin war, aber wir haben ja dann festgestellt, dass uns erinnert, dass er schon auf war.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Als das noch zu war, das Zimmer. The reason there is no way Toko was hiding in the locker is because I was in the locker. You? Then you're the one? Huh? Oh, no.
Shoot.
Schade, ich dachte, da kommt jetzt ein bisschen was Lustigeres, so wie letztes Mal mit Pants, people. Sorry for myself.
Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open, so obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much.
You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could we really be missing something so important? If there's another possible explanation, maybe it's... what could it be? Ich wette, jetzt kommt das Monokuma-File.
What was it that killed Ogre?
Evidence of a strong blow. Victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Oder kommt jetzt das gelbe Puder? Was ist das? Yellow powder was found. Nee, da steht nur, dass es auf ihrem Schuh gefunden wurde.
If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to...
No, that's wrong. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean... maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood.
True.
Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her
Da hast du
mouth.
nachgeguckt?
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies.
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
Touché.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Your stupid face.
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
Das ist meine Schlussfolgerung, also kann es nur richtig sein.
You're making me go all weak in the knees.
She was poisoned? It isn't possible.
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
Ja, das haben wir vorhin auch gelernt.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
The bottle of poison Byakuya just showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf as all the supplements, I'm positive. Section A.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprits switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean this.